BBC News article, record alcohol deaths from pandemic drinking. What happened during the lockdown? Yes, they closed shops, they closed clothes shops, they closed lots of other shops. People had to live in their houses for nearly 2 years being told, don't go out, don't go out. You'll spread this, you'll spread that. Don't be a spreader, don't kill granny. But it was acceptable to go to the off-licence. The off-licence was still open. They were selling alcohol in the alcohol aisles in Asda. They were selling alcohol in the alcohol aisles in Tesco, in Lidl, and every other shop you can think of. Alcohol was classed as a necessity. It was needed to keep people locked away because they knew if they stopped people getting alcohol, what would happen? Or did they know? Or was it all part of the keep everybody drunk at home plan? It was obvious what was going to happen, wasn't it? People were going to drink at home, and that's what happened. A record number of people died from alcohol last year, which is likely to be the result of increased drinking during the pandemic, according to the Office for National Statistics. There were 9,641 deaths in the UK in 2021 compared to 7,565 in 2019, a 27% increase. The ONS says people who were already big drinkers before the pandemic drank more during the COVID years. Wow, never really. Charity Drinkaware said the numbers were devastating and unacceptable. The 2001 figures are our alcohol-specific deaths, which are defined as a direct consequence of alcohol. Most are from alcoholic liver disease. They account for around a third of all deaths linked to alcohol. In 2021, UK rates of alcohol-specific deaths per 100,000 people were highest in Scotland and lowest in England. 22.4 in Scotland, 19.3 in Northern Ireland, 15 in Wales, 13.9 in England. And while we're at it, what else increased during the pandemic until everyone was told to lock down? They lost their jobs, etc., etc., etc. Suddenly they were told there's no future for the world, we're all going to die from a 99.99 whatever percent survival rate virus. What else happened? Suicides increased. Yes, suicides increased. Children's immunity went to the wall. Everyday folks, adults' immunity went to the wall. Yes. That's what happened. And then, us conspiracy theorists who were saying this were banned from saying it. Yes, we were. We were removed from Facebook, removed from YouTube, because we were saying what is now clearly in the public domain, and it's okay to say. Why is it okay to say now? Why was I banned? Why was my profile from Facebook, which I had for 15 years, taken down because I was saying this? Why did I have a YouTube channel removed from YouTube? Because I was saying this. And now they're saying this. Because I was right. I am right. And I know I'm right. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said it. As with previous years, men were twice as likely as women to die from alcohol. In the 7 years running up to 2019, rates of alcohol-specific deaths in the UK have remained pretty stable before going up in... Are you ready for this, folks? Before going up in 2020 and 21. These statistics are absolutely devastating, each number masking an individual family tragedy, says Karen Tyrell from Drinkaware. It is unacceptable that in one of the richest countries in the world, the rate of alcohol-related deaths were 4 times higher among men in the poorest areas compared to the most affluent. She said warning signs of the heaviest drinkers drinking more during the pandemic were missed because people were less able to access support. Warning signs of the... I'm sorry, but it was obviously left... They left the alcohol aisles open, the beer aisles open in the shops. People were flocking to get their alcohol, and they were drinking all day, locked away. Off licence, allowed to stay open. Classed as an essential. But hey ho, if you wanted to buy a woolly jumper to stay warm, oh behold you! You will get 20 years in prison. How dare you stay warm? It's like now we're all freezing in our homes. Can you imagine? In fact, that's what they've done anyway. You can't afford petrol, you can't afford to go out, you can't afford to do anything. So you're locked in your homes. But this time you're locked in your home and you can't afford to stay warm. You know, it's absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? You know, I mean, it's like, you know, I'm sat here, you know, with a flipping big ding dong like this. You know, and it's, you're like, you know, now this, you know what? Absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? Plug it in, but I can only put it on, an hour a day, something like this. Are you feeling sorry for me yet? Are you going to donate to my channel and send me some money so I can keep bringing you these wonderful videos? Yes, of truth, which I've been bringing for the past 2 years, by the way. But anyway, this is where we are at now. You can't afford to put your heating on, so you've got to buy something like this and sit here like a, well, I was going to say a Mexican, but that might sound a bit racist. Oops, I've said it now. There you go, with my little blanket on, okay? Trying to keep warm. You know, this is where we're at, folks. Drinkaware is now calling for new UK coordinated UK-wide alcohol strategy to reduce the damage from alcohol to society and public services. Remember when the pubs closed about 10:30, 11 o'clock? Do you remember that? And then suddenly they changed it to whenever you want to keep the pub open till. And then they encouraged a continental going on holiday, what happens when you go on holiday kind of mentality towards alcohol when that happened in the UK. And everybody just was, they even stopped pubs from advertising these buy one get 50 free drinks. Remember that? And this is what happened. This is what the governments encouraged. And I'm sure it was a Labour government that was in power at the time when the drinking hours changed. And it just became an absolute chaotic mess. And because of the alcohol, our NHS suffers because you've got drunks getting priority for ambulances. You've got drunks clogging up the National Health Service and the A&E. Alcohol will destroy your life if you abuse it. And I'm going to read some scriptures from here. His word, he has warned us about abusing alcohol. It's okay to have a drink. That's okay. But abusing alcohol and for governments to encourage people to abuse alcohol in terms of pubs open all hours, in terms of beer aisles open in the show supermarkets, classed as an essential item during when everybody's locked at home. It's obvious what was going to happen. They knew what was going to happen and they should be brought to justice for it, what they've done to people. We could see it. They could see it. They allowed it to happen. It was deliberate. Mark my words. So I know it was deliberate. What God's word, God's message to us says about alcohol and abusing alcohol. There's nothing wrong with having a drink. There's nothing wrong with, you know, sharing with somebody a glass of wine or whatever, you know. But there is a problem with abusing alcohol, etc. And the Bible has got a lot to say about that. And we'll read some verses here now. Proverbs 21. Wine is a mocker, strong drink a brawler, and whoever is led astray by it is not wise. And do not get drunk with wine, for that is debauchery, but be filled with the Spirit of God that is talking about. Woe to those in Isaiah 5:11, woe to those who rise early in the morning, that they may run after strong drink, who tarry late into the evening as wine inflames them. Isaiah 5:22, woe to those who are heroes at drinking wine and valiant men in mixing strong drink. Proverbs 31, 4-5. It is not for kings, O Lemuel, it is not for kings to drink wine, or for rulers to take strong drink, lest they drink and forget what has been decreed and pervert the rights of all the afflicted.